If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Our Coach's Corner continues with Coach Jonathan Beverly, the head football coach and athletic director at Childersburg High School. Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us this morning. The season winding down very quickly.
It is. Week 10's here, and it's, on one hand, it feels like it's flown by, but it has been an up and down year. But we're looking forward to ending on a good note tonight.
Talk about last week's game a little bit, and look ahead to the final game of the season this evening.
Well, last week, was kind of indicative of our season. It was up and down. We had some really good moments in the first half and in the second half, and then, the turnover bug bit us at, times, and there's never really a good time to turn the football over, but we had some times last week that were just inopportune. But, again, we look forward to, having a good finish to the season tonight.
And some of the things just repetitive. They at different times they just show up, and you say, "Well, we thought we had it over here," and it pops up over here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think again that was just kind of indicative of our year. I think looking back at it, we've taken the last couple of weeks to kind of look at things and see things from a different perspective. Losing 22 seniors, only returning 9 seniors, and the bulk of those seniors really playing and starting for the first time in their varsity careers. And so not to make any excuses, we don't make excuses, but, I think at times this year we've seen that inexperience. We've seen, some of those things kind of rear their head. The good news is I think we kind of look back at where we were, a couple of years ago. I think the good thing, and one of the good things is the fact that we've got a really good opportunity again to send ourselves into the offseason with some momentum. We return a really big senior class next year. Our sophomores that are going to be juniors next year have really stepped up and played some key roles. And so we've got an opportunity to end the season the right way. We've got an opportunity to go into the offseason with some momentum and kind of put ourselves back in a position to take some more steps forward.
Third year here. Have you seen any indication that these kids have packed it in and said, let's just get this season over with?
Oh, no, not at all. We've continued to fight week in and week out, and that's a credit to our kids. It's a credit to our coaches. Again, if you would have told me back in, August, hey, let's look at this season this way. You've lost 22 seniors. You've lost 80% of your offensive production from 2017. You're going to go through an entire 4A football season with 3 full-time assistant coaches. If you'd have said all of that back in August and said, hey, but by week 7, week 8, you're still going to be playing relevant football. You're still going to have an opportunity to get to the postseason, late in the season. I would have said, well, hey, that means that we're still fighting. That means that we're still pushing. Our kids, come to practice day in and day out, continue to fight. Again, love our seniors. There's 9 of them. We're going to miss all 9 of them. But I've really been impressed with our sophomores and juniors who've said, hey, we still got a lot to work for. We still got a lot to build towards.
Coach Jonathan Beverly, our guest this morning, head football coach of the Childersburg Tigers. And some people think we only coach on Friday nights. That's all there is to it. But there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that the regular Joe Blow like me, we have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. Talk about some of that.
It's 24 hours a day. What we do really all year long. We're in the weight room, 5 days a week, and that's, again, whether it's January, whether it's August, we're always working. The summers, people think, we're teachers first, but, some people think, well, teachers have the summers off. Well, coaches don't have the summers off. Coaches are at work, all summer long. But, we really don't look at it like work. I love what I do. I love being around our kids. And, we've got our kids more than their own parents have them sometimes. Right. And so, it is a lot, but, we love it each and every day. Definitely love working with our guys. And, today, is going to be a long day. Fridays are long days. We get up early, we get things done. Whether it's, prepping for a pregame meal, prepping to pack the equipment truck and, getting the field house prepped, getting everything prepped when we get back home. So it's not just going out coaching on Friday nights and, see you next Monday. It's, it's a lot, but we enjoy it and we love it.
Absolutely. Going to take a look at the final game of the season against the Anniston Bulldogs on the road, and the road hadn't been a good place for you to play this year either. And but Anniston, tough football team, and always a good battle between Childersburg and Anniston. We'll talk about that game and then talk about what happens after the game as we continue with Coach Jonathan Beverly of the Childersburg Tigers right after this.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
We believe everybody should have a great night's sleep. That's why you have to check out our Scott Living mattress collection today. Quality, comfort, and a lot of ease. Dream big.
Introducing Scott Living Mattresses. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on any Scott Living mattress set, plus 24 months special financing when you buy a Scott Living mattress set. Now is the best time to save up to $1,000 on a Scott Living mattress set.
Come in today to check out these and many more great deals. King's Mattress Outlet, Sylacauga.
One of the other coaches talking recently about the importance of the JV program, and it's important at Childersburg as well.
Absolutely. It's a foundation, it's a building block. We don't put a lot of emphasis on wins and losses at that level. We put a lot of emphasis on preparation because, the old saying, I had a coach tell me sometimes, they don't put those scores in the newspaper all the time. But they do show up, 3 or 4 years later. The preparation at that level typically shows up a few years later and kind of lets you know if you were doing things right at that level or not.
Well, tonight it's the Anniston Bulldogs, and Anniston got off to a slow start, but they've had in years past a very well-rounded football program.
Extremely athletic, a lot of speed on the field for them, and they play fast, they play aggressive. So we're looking forward to having a good ball game tonight. We're looking forward to, again, ending the season on the right note. And, they present a formidable test, but we feel like we're up to task for it tonight.
How have you prepared this week for this Anniston team, knowing that's the final game of the year? You plan on playing some of the guys maybe hadn't got to play a whole lot, or is it win-win tonight?
Well, we've approached it like any other week. We have tried to add the emphasis of having fun, and we've told our seniors all week long, you're always going to remember the last one. You're always going to remember the last time you put that helmet on, the last time you stepped foot out on that field. And so we've tried to keep that in mind. We've tried to have as much fun as we could in practice this week while we prepare. But we prepared pretty much the way that we have all season long, and we're trying to go win a final football game. It can go a long way in helping your off season, helping you get through those days in the winter leading up to spring practice. And so we definitely want to get a win tonight.
All right. Coach Jonathan Beverly, the head football coach of the Childersburg Tigers. They're on the road tonight against the Anniston Bulldogs. That game kicks at 7 p.m. and we wish you the best and look forward to you being back here next week, hopefully with a W to close out the year and talk about the future of the Childersburg Tigers with Coach Jonathan Beverly. Coach, thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
More Daybreak right after this.